everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am the Budget Knitter, also known as Will Spargur, and today is going to be a tip and trick video instead of a podcast. I just want to touch on a little bit more detail with something that I mentioned in my first podcast, and that is project bags. So I know if you've ever watched a lot of the other podcasts that are out there, the Grocery Girls, the WTF podcast, Sticks Plus Twine, there's a lot of really cool podcasts out there, and they always show their projects in these really nifty project bags. Well, as somebody who wants knitting to be accessible to everyone, I understand that sometimes those project bags are a little bit out of people's budget range. And so in my first podcast, I showed some of the things that I keep my projects in, like a satchel, gift bags, a diaper bag, which is what I use to carry around my main tools. But today I wanted to go into a little bit more detail about the different things that you can use for project bags if you are knitting on a budget. So, again, gift bags. This is from the Apple Store, oddly enough. But I do keep a project in here. It's got the project on the needles as well as the additional yarn that I need. I can put any tools or anything that I need to put down in here. This is a very, very sturdy bag, great handles. This is perfect for carrying around a project when all you need is just what you're working on. But there's also, you can use anything. Here's a little Star Wars gift bag that I had gotten a gift in around Christmas time. Kylo Ren and BB-8. This would be perfect for, say, a pair of socks or maybe a hat. Easily fit that in here, carry it around. The great thing about gift bags is I know a lot of us are knitting for other people. So when you have the gift bag and you use it as your project bag, as long as you're taking care of everything, the awesome part is that when you're done with the project, you can then put the completed project back in the bag and use the bag to gift it to the person you're giving it to. So that's a really great benefit to using gift bags, is you already have the item in the bag and you just put it back in and give it. You don't have to be thinking about, oh, how am I going to wrap this? How am I going to gift this? It's right here. It's easy, it's simple. Walmart, Dollar Tree, Target, whatever is within your budget, you can get these pretty much anywhere. That's a great added benefit to using these. So that's a small one. I also have two very, very large ones. These would be great for blankets, or maybe you need to carry multiple projects around. I mean, these are huge. So you could put just about anything in here. Also, if you're somebody who doesn't really have a shelf or anywhere that you want to put your stash of yarn, which as somebody who I don't work on a whole lot of projects all at once, so I tend not to have a lot of yarn, so my stash kind of fits in this area. But, you know, if you need to keep your stash in something, large gift bags. Again, if you're working on a blanket, this is perfect. And then when you gift the blanket, you just use the bag you were keeping it in. And then when people give you gifts around the holidays for your birthday or anything like that, just keep the bag and use it as a project bag later. There's absolutely nothing wrong with keeping gift bags and then reusing the bag. I think there's a rule about regifting items, but I don't think there's a rule about regifting the bag. So just keep that in mind. Keep your gift bags. They're perfect for this kind of thing. The other thing, let's go super basic. Project bags is essentially just something to keep your knitting in while you're working on it. The most simple thing I could think of, and you get them every time you go to the store. Plastic bags. Plastic Walmart bags, Target bags, Dollar Tree bags, anywhere that you go shopping for groceries or home goods, plastic bags. You can keep a project in here, you can tie it up, you can carry it anywhere. It'll fit in just about anything. Of course, some stores have different sizes, so if you do happen to buy a larger item and it's in a larger bag, you've got a larger bag. But plastic bags, you can keep everything separate. If you need to label them or whatever you need to do just to keep track of what you have where, I mean, that's perfectly fine. You can use something as simple as a Sharpie to label the bag. But plastic bags, you can keep all of your work separate, and it's super affordable. Plus, if you're not throwing the plastic bags away, you're actually really helping the environment by keeping the bags. If you're not recycling your bags and you're just throwing in the trash, then you're really not doing the world any good. Not that I am the person who really needs to speak about helping the environment. I could probably do a whole lot more to do my part in that area, but if you are thinking about going green and you do have some of these laying around, don't throw them away. If you can't recycle them, just use them as your project bags. It'll be perfect. Or if you've finished something and you're going to gift it, I use bags sometimes instead of tissue paper. I mean, I know it's kind of cheap, but you do what you have to do when you're living on a budget. So, plastic bags, great tool. The next thing you can do is anywhere that you typically do shopping, so Walmart, Target, in Las Vegas it's Smith's, in most of the East it's Kroger, and then I think that's also Ralph's. But most stores you go to now sell reusable shopping bags. They're usually about $1 or less. I only think I've ever encountered a couple of places like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods where it's like $3 or $4 for a bag. But most of these are 99 cents or less. You can get them at Walmart, Target, again, all of those home goods places or grocery stores. Project bags, these are made to be sturdy and made to be reused. So that is why they make great project bags. And most of them are pretty large, so you can make like up to probably a baby blanket that you're working on. You can keep that in there with plenty of room for your extra yarn and tools. They come in all kinds of colors, assortments. These are kind of a plasticky, like a tarp. These are kind of a tarp material, but you can get them in canvas, and I believe they've got a couple of other materials. They also have the freezer bags if you want a little extra padding or something. You know, you're afraid your needles might poke through. They make reusable freezer bags as well. So that's also an option for your project bags. The last thing I have as an idea for project bags, lunch boxes. You can get these pretty much anywhere, especially around the time of back to school. I don't remember how much these are. I know that these are going to probably go up a little bit in price because, you know, they're made to keep food cold and hot. But of course they come in all kinds of cool different designs and styles. This one I'm keeping spare change in this one because I lost my change bowl. But beautiful design. This actually looks like a project bag, except that I think this is somewhere in the $10 range, and it's got a zipper in here. A zipper. Yeah. So you can zip this one closed. It's padded. I know it's kind of a slicker material, but that's also you can clean it out if you need to. So you can actually wipe this down on the inside if you need to do so. Everything, you can keep socks, hats, maybe if you're working on a shawl that's in a fingering weight yarn, so it's really thin and rolls up easily, you could probably keep one of those in here as well. And then this is just a Velcro one, it's tall. This one is probably best for just socks and hats, but again, it's got the material you can wipe out on the inside. Again, these are somewhere in the $7 to $15 range, depending on where you're getting them. I think that one I got at Big Lots, and I think it was right at $10 when I got that. So lunchboxes, anything like that is going to be a great project bag. Of course, the designs are great too. So that's another benefit of lunchboxes is if you like it to kind of be a stylish thing, lunchboxes or lunch bags, lunch pouches tend to come in really cool designs. So you have that option for you as well. Alright, so that's all I really have on my ideas for project bags. If you thought of anything that I didn't mention before, you can leave it in the comment section below for anybody that's looking for more information on other things they can use. I'm always looking for new things to use for project bags. If you have any questions about anything that I've shown you before, or if you would like me to look at more specific prices on these types of items, please let me know. I would love to be able to get that information for you. And then to continue receiving tips and tricks and to follow my podcasts, please give this video a thumbs up and then subscribe. Leave me a comment if you would like. Share this video with your friends and family, people who might also be looking to knit on a budget. And then you can also follow me on my different social media. I'll put all of the links in the description box below. I hope you have a great day, and be looking for another podcast from me probably sometime at the end of next week. I'm going to try and do those every 2 weeks. If you are thinking of anything that you would like to know about knitting on a budget, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment, ask those questions, let me know what you're thinking, what you'd like to see, anything like that, and I'd be happy to do a video on any of those questions that you may have. I'm also thinking I may do a question and answer session as soon as I start generating a little bit of traffic. So if you, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I would love to be able to answer anything that you may be wanting to know. Alright, thank you again for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day and have fun knitting.